Hello everyone, you're welcome back to Legal Impress. In this video, I'll be giving you 5 legal tips you should consider as a social media influencer before agreeing to promote the product or service of the brand that may approach you. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are aware that brands are approaching social media influencers to help them promote their goods and services in order to create awareness and to generate sales for their products and services. And I'm sure that you cannot deny the fact that a lot of legal issues will definitely arise as a result of the failure of one party to fulfill its obligations. Now, let's go right into the legal tips I'll be sharing with you. Number 1, as a social media influencer, if your brand name is different from your personal name, I would advise you to ensure that you get it registered. And also, if you have a logo, also get it registered, because it will be sad to discover that you've been able to build a certain number of followership. You've also been able to grow your brand to a certain level, only for you to discover that another business or entity has the same name as your brand registered. So for you to get yourself covered, ensure that you have it registered. Number 2, as a social media influencer, when a brand reaches out to you, you should also consider the commencement, duration, and the scope of work that the brand wants you to do. When I mean commencement, when exactly is this promotion going to start? As to duration, how long do you want this promotion to run for? Durations can also be so key that you should also state in details the time you would also be running the promotion, the day of the week you would also be running the promotion, to avoid getting into legal issues. The scope of work is also very important. You may have the expectations that the brand expects you to promote just on your Instagram page, but to the brand, they expect that if after paying you 1 million naira, you should promote on your Twitter page, promote on your Facebook page, promote on your Instagram page. Then there are some brands that would even expect that you also put up the post on your Instagram story or on all platforms that you may be signed up to. You need to know exactly what the brand requires of you, and the brand also needs to know exactly what you will do. So don't just say, oh, promotion is 50,000 naira, 50,000 naira per post. What exactly does the post entail? Number 3 is so key, as a lot of people are running into trouble because of this, and it is content ownership. I'm aware that a lot of social media influencers go the extra mile of shooting videos, having some graphic work done, taking pictures in order to promote the product or services of the brand. And the question is, who owns the content that is being produced? For example, now, a brand approaches you that they want you to promote a drink for them. You do all that is needed, and you go out of your way to even create a nice short clip or video to promote the drink. The question is, who owns the content? Who owns the intellectual property of what has been produced? Does it remain with you as the social media influencer, or it passes down to the brand that has paid you to actually do what you're doing? And even after the contract has terminated, or when both parties have gone their separate ways, is ownership transferred to the brand, or ownership remains with the social media influencer? That needs to be clarified so both parties can know exactly what to expect and what their obligations are. Number 4 is a non-competition and exclusivity clause. There are some brands that expect that when they approach you to promote a product or service, the moment you accept, you're not supposed to promote any product or service that is similar to that brand. It is expected of that brand. But to you as a social media influencer, if Coke should approach you today, you promote, and if Pepsi should approach you tomorrow, you would also want to promote, but the brand might have a certain expectations and no, you don't do this. So you have to have this clear, you have to have this stipulated in your contract. Is it that after this promotion, I cannot take up the promotion of any other similar brand for a period of 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, or for life? It is that bad. So you need to know, don't just assume. And with this, it would even help you to know how much you should negotiate and bargain for, because if a brand is saying, I want you to do this exclusively for me and I don't want you to take up on any other similar brand, then you know how to charge well because it is exclusive. Then the last one, which is number 5, is the indemnity and liability clause. Indemnity in the sense that in the event of damages, in the event that things go south, who is going to indemnify who? Does it extend to that? You need to realize that as a social media influencer, your followers see you in a different light. And the reason why brands are approaching you is because you have the ability to influence your followers to buy or like or know about a certain product or service. So if your followers should buy such product or service based on your promotion and advertisement or endorsements, you should realize that if the customers are dissatisfied with the product or services, your name or brand would also be mentioned. You would be at stake in this. So you need to ensure that the product or services that you're promoting is genuine, is tested and trusted for your credibility's sake. Some consumers will come and say, oh, it was as a result of the guarantee that you stated, that was why they bought the product, only for them to realize that it is not as you stated. So to avoid these things, you need to also know who will be indemnified. You also need to know the liability. To what extent am I liable for this promotion I am doing? Where do you step in? What are the things that would cover me? So before accepting to promote or run any advert for a brand, ensure that you factor in these legal tips I just stated to avoid running into any legal issue. So far, I do hope that this video has been very enlightening and you will do the needful as a social media influencer. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, repost to your friends and any social media influencer that you know.